I know. 5 minutes late. What's going on, Wiz? It's called not being prepared in time. I pressed about 7 wrong buttons. But here we are. Got me brew. And tonight we shall, of course, look into what Tommy Robinson said on Valuetainment, or the PBD podcast. Went out the other day. Very interesting, and I had to refrain from watching it because I wanted to watch the clips that are posted, and I thought, right, I shall do them on my own. I'm not I'm not watching them on my own. I need to get all this going on, and I'll watch them live with you because that's the way I roll. So I like to do a few videos because you watch them beforehand, you have all this other stuff in your head, you end up talking rubbish. So off the cuff, as is. So good evening, Desolate One. Hope you are well. You are here. I recorded my first landscape painting video today. That's all good to go. I'll probably get that loaded up for tomorrow morning. I'm going to do it on this channel for the first one, see how we go, rather than the other channel, because there's more people here, they might see it. But it's a nice painting. But it's about 50 minutes long. It's a good landscape, one for everyone to give a go if they wish to try. You never know. You don't know till you try, do you? But yeah, I've got created a playlist with landscape painting. So click on that and you'll get landscapes. So we'll try that for now, and then if need be, I can always move all over to the Wizard's World, which is my other channel, which is waiting to be used. I don't know if my landscapes there or here, 2 minds and all that. But we'll see. I had other plans for the Wizard's World, but chop and change. I'm sort of doing everything on this channel. So what can I say? But here we are, ready to go through what Tommy Robinson was saying in his interviews. Let's make sure if it's tickety-boo online now. Got to make sure it's all going, all the sound, this, that, and everything else. That'd be funny. Otherwise, I'll be talking to myself because no one can hear me. But yes. But we will go through. I think the first video to go through is Labour's Islamic rape gangs are coming, as Tommy Robinson threatens to expose the untouchable elites. So I thought, that's a good one to start with. So, while getting twitchy now, yep, I seek to see relaxing things, remind myself that folk have talent and express that talent. Now we forget who we are. Why? We're treated like animals. Yep. We're like mushrooms, kept in the dark. So, people will, surprisingly, but probably end up losing hope as well. And then that's when you are screwed, when you lose hope. Don't ever lose hope. But yeah, but they're looking into things, saying on the news, they're looking into the rape gangs and the links to Pakistanis and Asian links. It's about time, but they try and shut you up about it because you talk about it, but but for the amount of Pakistanis you got in Britain and for the amount that are actually doing the grooming gangs, it's ridiculous. So it's got to be called out. He's one of them to get them calling it out. I've always seen him as voicing without fear. They've taken him out of context. Yeah, that's what they wanted to do, to ruin him, literally. So he had the program silenced. He had to remove that as one of the conditions to be letting out to be let out of jail, from what I can gather, from what I've heard, from what I've seen. So basically, you talk the truth, they shut you up or bang you up, and it's terrible. And the UK will only suffer because now you're not allowed to be a journalist just because you're talking about something that's a bit. You shouldn't be treated like that. It's absolutely crazy. So, you know, fair play. Tommy Robinson sticks to his guns. I mean, a lot of people that were following him aren't anymore because they're worried because they're getting treated like the same. They got families and all that, so obviously they don't see it as Tommy Robinson does. But then there is only one Tommy Robinson, isn't there? Let's be honest. But the video in question is this one. I need my headphones, otherwise I won't be able to hear it. That'd be funny. I'll be sat here thinking, what? But I haven't watched it. Like I say, I kept it for tonight. That culture and people, the men have a carefree attitude with women. They're highly seed and use their money to manipulate and commit atrocities on our young women. It isn't on. Yeah, they go by the Quran. It says all about oppressing women, and if a woman refuses to do what you want in bed, then you can beat her. Apparently, kick her out your bed, make her sleep wherever. And you can beat her. I think even in the Quran or one of the hadiths, it claims that Aisha, her skin is green, i.e. bruised. So they've got no issue with beating women. You see it on YouTube anyway. They're just dragging their women by the hair and beating them. It's absolutely ridiculous. He speaks because these places of worship for them don't address any issue. They see it as a UK movement issue. What? Yeah, a lot of the mosques as well, they sort of sow the seeds for violence, etc. But Islam likes to go whichever country, play the victim, and then try and take over. It's one extreme to the other. It's ridiculous. But that's exactly how it's written in the Quran and the Hadiths. No respect for anything or anyone. I mean, if you're alive 700 BC, it didn't even fit the times end, to be honest, but what can we do? But anyway, right, let's see what's going on in the world.
You as vocal as you are, how are you still around?
So I spent my entire 7 months of solitary confinement. I went into Wood Hill prison and left without seeing another prisoner. I was on my own.
7 months you went in, you didn't see a single person.
I was on my own, totally on my own.
7
I don't want that
months.
sin. When they brought me in,
But you know the article that I read that says a lifer was going to take you out.
So no, yeah. So the prison used that life. I would be dead with it if I was put into the normal prison population in Wood Hill. Wood Hill was a 40% Muslim population. They beheaded someone. Muslims beheaded someone
In jail.
In jail. Took his head off. Do you know how they got his head off? They stabbed him up, and then they held him on a yard, and then they used bed sheets to get his head off. That's happening in prison. I don't think anyone understands what's happening. Do you know how the prisons run now in the UK?
Wow.
Say in the prison, Muslims control everything. Yeah. So everyone's converting to Islam. Everyone's converting. All the British criminals, all the blacks, all the whites, everyone just converts because you're safe if you convert because you could become one of the biggest gang.
Meet Vixer.
Oh, it's going to be
The smart new gadget that plugs into your car and tracks your vehicle.
They're going to be throwing
And then they run
adverts
everything.
on.
If a prison officer steps out of line with Muslims,
But 7 months in confinement, that's a bit OTT. 7 months in solitary confinement. I hope he's seen someone about his mental health. Blimey.
in jail, they put a hit on him. So then the prison officers are scared and fearful. They're getting stabbed. They're getting attacked. You saw recently, so basically, I come into Wood Hill prison for a civil offence. For a civil offence, you go home. You don't get 18 months in prison, then get transferred to a maximum security jail, and then they use the threat against me to put me on solitary confinement. Do you know what solitary confinement does? I've come out 10 days ago, and the last time I come out 10 days ago. I don't feel great. Yeah, I've gone straight back into what I'm doing, walking around like that, on edge, edgy, feeling weird, feeling everything. And we have a thing in the UK called the Mandela Rule from the United Nations, I think, or EU. The Mandela Rule is you're only allowed to spend 14 days in isolation. because of the negative mental health impact that
Yeah,
has.
exactly.
After 14 days, it has to go to the government. So who was signing off holding me in solitary confinement for 7 months? It was the government. Every 42 days, I had to write my response to the government because I get an opportunity to write. So what I wrote in my response is, you're mentally going to break me, to try to destroy me. And I could see it. You know, after a few weeks, it's probably about 8 weeks it took. After 8 weeks, I felt it. I'm ready to blow like that. I was in my prison cell. And over anything, over a phone call. I'm worrying, panicking about my kids, about my family. I'm panicking about everything. And then I'm waiting, I'd wait all day.
So basically, he's saying that he's going to have a massive lawsuit, surely. 14 days, and then he had it for over 70. That's absolutely ridiculous. Well, like he says, for a civil offence. I mean, what is going on? Political prisoner? Much?
My phone would turn on at 6 o'clock, and they just don't turn the phone on. So all these little things that can happen, there was no need for it. So I fill out a form every 42 days, which then is stamped by the government because the prison can't do it. Because of the adverse effect, I sat down with a psychologist in the first 2 weeks. I said, you're the expert. What's 9 months of solitary confinement going to do to me? She said, it's going to be devastating. I said, why are you doing it? How are you doing it? I played a film. I'm panicked during it. And I'm panicking because the last time I'll come out of solitary confinement, it
probably saved your life, though.
Yeah, but they didn't have to put me in that jail. They put me in a maximum. That jail I was in, everyone's a murderer. Everyone's a terrorist. I'm in the maximum security prison facilities.
What was the place like when you were in jail?
Ridiculous.
So when they brought me in,
Like the room, how small of a room is it?
So segregation is where they put me. So there's a segregation unit. There's 16 cells here, 16 cells here. So if you stab someone in jail or kill someone or anything like that, you go to segregation, as a punishment. Segregation is not like a normal cell. It's basic. It just has a blue mat. Yeah. You have your blue mat and you have basic facilities because you can't smash anything. So your chair can't be a normal chair because you could break the leg off it because nothing can be breakable. Yeah. So you go to segregation. When they brought me in, they moved everyone out of this side. So they put me in a cell on my own, 16 cells.
They can't see you.
No, there's just me. There's no other prisoners there.
It's crazy.
Just me, 16 cells. I'd then go out onto an exercise yard.
No, what I'm saying is cells, no bars. This is closed. This is
closed.
Doors. Nobody can see anything you do. They bring the food from the bottom or...
They open your door past your food. So, but then, because I was a civil prisoner, they had to allow me out, which said, walk me from my cell at 8:30 in the morning. I'd walk through 22 doors, 22 locked doors, round the back, and they'd bring me to the jihadist unit. So within the prison system, they built special prisons within the prison to tackle the jihadists. And there's one at Woodhill because it's a maximum security facility. So they bring me to the jihadist unit and they put me on the yard for 30 minutes on my own. So they lock me on the yard. I'd walk around for 30 minutes. Then they'd bring me in and there'd be a small room which would have an exercise bike and a running machine. And they'd put me in there for 2 hours. Now, this unit that was built for the jihadists is the best. Yeah. This is where the terrorists go. Right? So I looked in the cells. It's like a hotel room. They're like a hotel room. They've got everything. Now, these are built for the jihadists. They're not like normal prison cells. They've got the best of everything. So I then argued, because I was eating tinned food, I then argued, why can't I stay on that? If that's empty, because it was empty, why can't I stay on there? And they wouldn't let me stay on there. In the cooking facilities, they have big fridge freezers, cookers. They have all the facilities to cook for themselves. Now, 5 months into that prison sentence, I'm using that facility on my own. So I'm just on my own. I get locked there on my own.
At least we know that the jihadis are being looked after then. Do you know what I mean? It's absolutely ridiculous. How on earth do they have what's like the Hilton Hotel, is it? Tommy suggests the blatant drug dealer money laundering goes on in communities. Yeah, there's a lot of ripe stuff. You got to be careful. There's only so much that they'll let you say, and then they'll silence you. Like even this video, will probably be held back by YouTube because it involves the word Tommy Robinson. So that's what they do. I think my last Tommy Robinson video didn't do very well either. They just kept it quiet. They don't share it like they should. That's YouTube. He'll be a goner of his week. Yeah, he would. But luckily, he's, mentally, I think he was sort of ready and expecting all and anything, to be fair. How dare they treat this man? That's what it is. How dare they? Yep. Well, they feel, they're above the law. That's how they feel. So they do what they like. Treat jihadis better than Tommy Robinson when he's in there for a civil offence. But don't say anything.
spend 2 hours, and they walk me back to my cell. I'll be back in my cell by 11:30. They'd lock the door. The next morning, they'd open the door again, at 8:30. So for 21 hours, I'm sitting on my blue mat. Yeah. So that's what I've gone from doing, sitting on that. But even when I'm out for the 2.5, 3 hours, I'm on my own. So I'm on my own, then I'm on my own. And I'm worried about this. And the reason I'm worried, because when I come out of jail 2019, I struggled massively. I struggled, man. And I said I went into jail one person, come out another.
To be honest, he does look like he's lost a lot of weight compared to politicians that do anything to shut you up. They got more say than you'd ever realise, really. I mean, we've seen the videos. You can run down the street with a machete, shouting Allah Akbar and all the other rubbish. Not a problem. In front of police, that was done. But as soon as you say try and burn a Quran or say anything that they class you as Islamophobe, which is a fear of Islam, so it doesn't even make sense, that's it. They're on you. They bang you up. And you too will be a political prisoner.
So I was panicking, thinking, I don't know how hard I'm going to be to adjust when I get out. I'm worried about it. And what's my crime? I haven't even committed a crime. My offence of playing the film is civil. So I'm on solitary confinement. Axel Rudikabana, the man who done the stabbing attack in Southport, he's not on solitary confinement. He's got a job in it. He's up on the wing. When I got transferred first to jail, I landed in Belmarsh. I was in this little unit for myself. He was up above. He was up above. So he's not in solitary confinement. He just attacked a prison officer with a hot boiling water full of ket.
Still doing 10,000 steps a day, hoping to lose belly fat.
Valuetainment.
It's time to stop.
But the links to Valuetainment and the PPD podcast is in the links, and the 4 videos that are planned. I'll probably show 2 tonight, maybe 2 on Thursday. But all the links are in the description, so go check out Tommy Robinson, PPD podcast, and Valuetainment.
But when 5 months into my sentence, Salman Abedi was the terrorist who attacked us the Ariana Grande concert, blowing up 25 people in Manchester. So his brother, they're all on a unit in Franklin prison, 7 of them. And he stabbed 3 police officers in a terrorist attack 2 months ago. How did he make a knife? He's out with 7 other prisoners. I'm sitting there thinking, I'm on solitary confinement. I'm currently the only prisoner in the UK system, because they're not allowed to. So they have to let you have human interaction with other prisoners. But the government, I was prosecuted not by the police. The government prosecuted me, the Attorney General, which is why people say it's political. It was political. The government prosecuted me. The government signed off every 42 days. So and I probably don't help myself. Every 42 days, I write a response saying, this is what you're doing. This is meant to be your last resort. You shouldn't be doing this. I should be at home. Criminal prisoners are given half time. Then they're allowed home on home detention curfew. They wouldn't allow any of that from me. I had to sit the whole time on solitary confinement. And last week, before I got out, I got my last form to fill out because I'd hit another 42 days. And it goes to Shabina Mahmood, who's the prison justice minister for the Labour government.
No, that's going to go, don't we?
I wrote my last final response, which was 3 in a week. My next documentary, this one we're going to work on now. Labour's Islamic rape gangs is coming, and there's nothing you can do to stop it. So, and I sat there, that's what's going then back to Labour government. So that was my response back. So I'm sitting there thinking, they're going to get this letter, and they should be worried. Yeah. Because I know what I'm going to show.
Tommy.
Whether you agree with Tommy or not, guess what? You can now get a hold of him on Manect. He will respond back on Manect. You can simply download the app. He's officially on there. Ask him any question. You agree with him. You don't agree with him. An article, something.
Good old Manect.
Say they're holding a license.
Make sure I've got the right one.
If the police went in and tried to stop them, there's a riot. The police know it.
So basically, if you're Tommy Robinson, you get everything literally thrown at you. If you're a known jihadi or Islamic terrorist, you probably end up with a PlayStation or Xbox or something. I mean, yeah, what the actual. So, kill kids, blow up people, get a job, happy days. Someone like Tommy, is it silenced, the thing that I said? Release that. Bit of journalism. How about no? Favoritism. What is it they're so scared of? I bet they've been threatened behind the scenes because Islam obviously is just going to continue being a death cult. I mean, in the real world, Islam should be banned. It should be banned. It is not a religion. All mosques should be closed. And that's the end of it. I mean, women in the burqa, like, I mean, it's just complete and utter oppression, death. Why do you think places like Iran are failing under Islamic rule and Sharia law? I mean, in 2025, do you really want to start stoning people to death? No. But you're not allowed to say anything because you'll end up like Tommy. So you've got to just say nothing really and let everybody insult Christians, insult the Jews, do whatever, kill them. That's what they're doing. But don't say anything about Islam.
So constantly they just allow it. That you saw the Palestinian demonstrations, you saw the hatred. They called him for gassing the Jews. Literally the most hatred we've seen on our streets of our capital city, and the police are standing there, big smiles on their faces. Yeah, if it was a
running
British,
how much influence do Jews have in UK?
Jews are a very small community in the UK.
Very small.
Now, there's obviously the conspiracy which comes from the genuine Nazis and far right that the Jews control everything.
Yeah.
I think if they control everything and they control,
just so you know, the Jews don't control everything. That's all you ever hear. So, I mean, blimey. What they're worried about is because they want Islam to control everything, and then it'd be hell on earth. Literally, it'd be hell. I mean, all those that follow the Prophet Muhammad who married a 6-year-old and consummated the marriage at 9, I think they're going to hell. So, when do you ever hear about a Jew doing something? You don't, do you? It's just like, oh, there's a Jewish terrorist. What? Those two words don't go together. I'd rather live with 1 million Jews than 10 Muslims, to be honest.
the media, they're not doing a very good job, are they? Because everything's attacking them. and for
because there was a tweet exchange between you and Dan Bilzerian, I believe. Rob, if you want to pull that one up, there was
limits.
Do you have it? Do you know which one I'm talking about? Where slavery, money, and then you responded back to him. Let's see which one it is. I'll pull it up here. He said, "You will remain a slave as long as you worship money."
Okay, come here. This could be
money,
you.
money.
Business
Like
professional.
money
You've
controls
earned
everything.
money.
Do you know
You've
what I
got
mean?
cash.
Got no money.
May
you've got no
31st. He
voice.
said this at one of Tate's tweets. You respond back, said, Iran's bitch talking about escaping slavery. Dan's been very critical of Jews, right? Very. And I don't know if Tate, do you and Tate have a relationship together?
Tate.
So me and Tate, before he was Tate, we're from the same town. So yeah, we do. Yeah, we're friends.
Friends till today.
Friends still today.
Till today.
So so what's happened is, this is my view. So if you look at Qatar is spending.
But you know what? I want to preface this. The reason why I'm saying this is, if Jews are as powerful as they are.
So, but is Andrew Tate still Muslim? Because everything that he's been doing and saying and that comes across like he's not Muslim. So just let me know he's actually Muslim still. But if not, he's an apostate and they kill him.
And they own all these politicians around the world. How is UK in the state that it is, where Muslims are able to do what they're doing, would get away with it? If Jews have this much power.
Well, they're not. It's an easy way out is to blame the Jews for everything.
Yeah, just blame the Jews, even though the government are scared to do absolutely anything and everything. What can you say?
Yeah. So even Muslims, even when it comes to ISIS or terrorism, they say, "Oh, they're Jewish groups. Everything's Jewish groups. Oh, that's a false flag. That was the Jews. That was a terrorist." Because it's nothing to do with us.
They even tried to pin 9/11 on the Jews. I mean, it's absolutely pathetic. We all know exactly who it was: Al Qaeda, Osama bin Laden. But no, it was the Jews. Apparently, I mean, basically, the whole of Islam is about accusing other people of doing exactly what you are doing, and then you just play the victim.
Well, everything's the Jews. Now, with the anti-Jew hatred, I think Mein Kampf, Hitler's book, is 7% Jew hatred. The Quran is 11%. Yeah? Take Israel out of the equation. Muhammad hated the Jews. if Israel wasn't there. Now,
the Jews did not fall for Muhammad's rubbish. So instead of Muhammad getting along with them like he was at the time, he then turned on them. because the Jews were having none of it. And then that obviously upset Muhammad. So then it all changed, and then it was just pure Jewish hatred for no other reason than the fact that the Jews rightly just refused to accept him and anything he was saying. And we know till this day that it is absolute rubbish. I mean, Hatun Tash at Speaker's Corner, Jay Smith, how many Qurans was it? 30, 27, 30? Ridiculous amounts. But there's only one Quran. 100,000. Was it 100,000 or even cooking it? 10,000. I think it might have been 100,000 differences in all the Qurans. Yet apparently they tell you that not one Quran has ever been changed because obviously it's the word of Allah. Not corrupted. But the Bible's corrupted. And then they try and make out that Rebecca was 3 years old, and there's absolutely nowhere in the Bible it says that she's 3. In fact, she's carrying massive jugs of water for the camels. Yeah, all right. So let's all believe Islam said no one.
Now, I get called a Zionist, yeah? I get called a Zionist all the time. I have this big, people attack me all the time, saying I'm funded by, I've never received any funding. I just give my honest opinion.
Well,
Israel was surrounded by totalitarian Islamic.
Did Shulman support you, or
No.
Robert Shulman?
I've never spoke to Robert
There was
Shulman
a
in my life.
story saying that he paid you $6,000 a month,
No.
anything like that.
I worked, so and I had this with so say like who Daz Zildjian, whatever his name is he making money on YouTube? Because if he is, the owners of YouTube are Zionists, which means he's receiving funding from Zionists. That's what they've done to me. So I work for Ezra Levant. I've never met Robert Shulman.
That's Sky News.
Ezra
is a
Ezra is a Rebel Media.
Rebel Media. Yes,
Ezra's Jewish in Canada.
right.
I work for him. It was £5,000 a month wage. Yeah. And because Bob Shulman gave donations or funding to Ezra, I've never met him. Never had a conversation with him.
Got it.
So because he gave them money and I took away from them, it's exactly the same as, in fact, any company. If you pick any company and you look somewhere, there'll be some Jewish person involved in it. They'll say, oh, you're receiving funding from Jews. That's what they've done.
And now, what are you? What do you believe in? Are you a Christian? Or are you a Jew? What would you say? Do you believe in God?
Yeah, I'm a Christian.
You're a Christian.
I'm a Christian, yeah. I've been pushed more. So I used to say that I didn't believe. My mum was a Catholic, brought up. But then
our food is actually poisoning us.
It's absolutely crazy. Like,
thrive, and it really is
what Tommy is saying is actually,
as I've seen the attacks on Christianity, and I've also seen the decay in British society, and the fall of Britain has come from the fall of belief. We have since we've stopped believing it, and what built Great Britain? Christianity.
That's exactly it. Everyone's scared to admit that they're a Christian, or even actually read the Bible, go to church, and just be a Christian in any which way. Wear the cross. Everyone's like, no, it's cool to be an atheist. What? That's all you ever hear. It's why would you turn your back on something like Christianity or even Judaism? Why would you? Oh, because I don't look good. It's not good for the image. I don't know, but I'll be a TikTok influencer and actually ruin lives of young kids who are now scared because of how they look. No, we can do all that, but it's strange. I don't get why so many people turn their back on Christianity, other than the fact that because of the internet, it didn't fit in with their image, and whatever at school, because people laugh at you or whatever. I mean, I don't get it. As a man who died for over 3 minutes, you're going to have to be very, very careful, because there is something, and if you're willing to deny it, then you will have regrets. But to worry about how other people will perceive you because you're a Christian, absolutely ridiculous. Who cares what people say or think? If you feel better in the mind, you feel more whole as a person, and you want to feel like you're at one with the universe, people, then go for it. Be proud of being a Christian or a Jew or any other religion that's not Islam. This is a free world, a free country. If you believe in something, then stand up, be proud, and believe in it. Own it. Stop all this rubbish about, oh no, my image. Oh, what will people at work think? What will people at school think? What will people think when I'm online? Who cares? Who cares? This is your life. It's about you. There comes times you have to be selfish because you need to be who you are meant to be. So stop being ashamed of anything or letting your pride get in the way or whatever the rubbish it is. Look into Christianity. Look into Judaism. Go find yourself and be happy. It's simple. This atheist, agnostic rubbish.
What built everything about us, everything about our nation that everyone wants to come to it and make it a success was built on Christianity. Since that's descended, since it's been coming under attack, since people have left it, it's left a void. And that void's being filled. And if we want to understand and remember who we are, as part of our identity, I say to some people, even if you don't believe in Christianity, you don't have to believe in Jesus. That's what built us as a nation. That must be protected. That's part of our identity.
Exactly.
But when it comes to the Israel and Jew things, I think Qatar, if you look at Qatar spent nearly £750 million in funding Islamic organizations across Europe. Radical jihadist mindset. Qatar are behind it. They've been allowed to buy every port in our country. They own half of London. Our politicians have sold their souls to Qatar. And Qatar come in. Now, what Qatar used to do, and these countries used to do, they used to fund little charities, Islamic charities, and they'd fund them to be on the streets calling for dawah. Well, that's gone. What is influential now? Influencers. Okay? Sneeko. I watched Sneeko convert to Islam.
A pillow.
I don't know why he's converted to Islam. He's gay. So he's converted to Islam. Sneeko's gay. Well, I've watched a video from him saying, well, I wasn't sure if I was gay or not. Yeah? If you're not sure if you're gay or not, Sneeko, you're gay. Yeah? It's pretty simple. Okay? That's what his words, not mine. So I'm just going by his words, yeah? But I watched Sneeko, and then he converts to Islam because it's become trendy. Remember, people like us telling the truth about Islam, we were attacked and silenced. And then Islam comes in with all his money, and it becomes very trendy, yeah? And it becomes trendy because all the money's coming and funding it. Now, Sneeko...
Other than Sneeko, you got like that Lily J. She actually manipulates ChatGPT to say what she wants because she's saying it to answer as if ChatGPT is Muslim and is talking to a Muslim. So you got Lily J lying, Sneeko, Andrew Tate. It's all just rubbish to dupe you into thinking Islam is something that it isn't. Like what do they call it? The religion of peace. Allah Akbar, boom. Allah Akbar, boom. Religion of peace. Right, okay. Ridiculous.
Sneeko converts, and then he goes and makes some video in Saudi Arabia, very well produced video. He's drawing the American youth. You need to wake up in America. Yeah. The same with Andrew Tate. Okay. These people, in my view, so many of the people, I see these TikTokers now after October 7th. Yeah. I saw a black TikToker in America, and she's got the Quran, and I've just decided to pick up the Quran and start reading it. I think, oh, fuck off. How much have you been paid for that?
Yeah, exactly.
So to get the influence with the next generation of youth, do you know how many people converted to Islam when Andrew Tate converted to Islam? Do you know how many come out of prison holding the Quran? Do you know all these things? In my view, like this is, in my view, there's and especially with Sneeko. If you want to pick up the Quran, pick up my Quran. It explains exactly how it is rather than theirs. But all of these people, the way they now reach the public, as in there are billions of pounds.
All online.
Ever wondered what happens when legs like these almost suddenly become like this?
Terrible.
Cases like this are practically textbook examples
to be spent in order to convert people to Islam. In my town centre, there's a shop called Discover Islam. Yeah, it's a shop that's funded. Its sole purpose is to convert non-Muslims to Islam, and that's in every town and city across the UK. There's a mass, and they work with the council. So if America do not wake up to the power and the influence coming in from the money from Saudi Arabia. They're going to convert your youth.
Yep.
And when they convert your youth through the prison system or on the streets, they're going to...
I have to say, though, not my youth. All my kids, they know. And when the grandkids are old enough, they know. Islam is a death cult. It is not a religion. If I was Prime Minister, I would ban Islam. I would remove all mosques. I'd make the burqa or any type of covering like that in the name of Islam illegal. It would just be gone. And if you'd like to say that you are a Muslim or Muslimah and you follow Islam, then you go to the East because it's not compatible with the West. It's been proven over and over again, and all we get is death. Any country that allows in those who follow Islam ends up being struck, shall we say, by something cancerous from inside their country, eating them alive. Oh, look, Islam.
Turn them so quickly and so fast against America and against your own culture and against Christianity and against the Jews. And so the whole Jew hatred thing, it's become fashionable. Do you know what's not fashionable? I get so much criticism. I think I don't get any benefit from it. I'm just speaking the truth. When I grew up in Luton, the Islamic Jihadist Center is the old synagogue. Okay. I have seen so much Jew hatred in my hometown. I remember there was a young family remembering the Holocaust, and it was on the anniversary of, they were having some date and all the jihadists turned up and the young family had to lock himself inside the town hall. I don't know any Jewish gangs selling heroin. I don't know any Jewish rape gangs raping their way through our country.
Exactly.
I don't know any bad Jews. I know Islamic, out of control, jihadists, criminals, terrorizing our nation from one end of it to the other. Somehow they want to blame that on the Jews as well. So Dan is going for his next money shot. If you ask me, Dan Blizzardjan, whatever his name is, like, he's going for the next. He knows it's, if you look at how many likes he gets from being against the Jews, blaming everything on the Jews, and you have a very, in America, it's more mainstream, but it's becoming mainstream in the UK as well. There's so many now. If I was Jewish, I'd be worried, really worried. I'd be really, really worried. So, of what's happening across France. You know, I done a video.
Be a slave.
I saw a video of Sneeko. If I'm not mistaken, if I'm wrong, discard it. We'll leave it. I'm not saying edit it, but I thought I saw a clip that Sneeko was tired of the way of being a Muslim himself. I may be wrong, Rob. If you can look,
interview, and he was having a go because they're always stressing him how he has to live his life. Yeah, because he doesn't believe any of it. It's all bullshit.
What do you think Tate's reasoning is? Because you've known Tate. For his brother stays being a Christian, but Tate leaves when he goes to jail, and he says the people that wrote me letters were Muslims, but not a single Christian person wrote me a letter when I was Muslim. Have you spoken to him about it or no?
So, I believe Christian leadership has failed us. But I believe there's a revival happening right now in Great Britain. I'm going to make a mini documentary on it. Something's happening. Something big is happening. We went to our demonstration, 100,000 people, and there was a lad, and he had Christ is King banner, and the whole place was erupting. And then I looked, as 100,000 people were chanting Christ is King in the middle of Trafalgar Square. This is unthinkable, unseen. Something's happening. When you have your loss of an identity, loss of culture, and you feel at threat, people are looking back to where it's come from. But the church leadership are traitors to us, in many of them. We need masculine Christianity. I think with Andrew Tate, he's a chess player. And I think that when he was deplatformed, I'd love to have a discussion with Andrew Tate personally on it. We're going to disagree on a lot, me and Andrew Tate. We go back years, but we're going to disagree on a lot, because I think that
that'd be a good one.
When Andrew Tate, he made a comment that he didn't realize the influence he had when he used to make videos. And this is when he got deplatformed. And if he could do it again, he maybe think more careful about what he's saying. Yet there he is telling people and drawing people to Islam.
Definitely needs to.
Now, if Andrew Tate now decided he didn't believe in Islam, didn't believe a word of it,
kill him.
He can't even come out and say it. They'll kill him. He can't become the most famous apostate in the world. He'll be dead. Yep. They want him more than they want me.
You think they'll kill him?
100%.
Without a doubt.
He'll be the biggest target.
Whether you agree with Tommy or not, guess what? You can now get a hold of him on Connect. He will.
Without a doubt. That's exactly what it's like. Exactly what it's like. So there we have it. Do those couple of videos, and there's a couple more. We'll probably go through them on the Thursday at 8 p.m. But there's nothing that Tommy said that telling me that he's lying, or he's making things up, or he's making things to be something they're not. I mean, blimey, that's you can tell by the way Tommy's talking and everything. He believes every word he's saying, and rightly so. That's what I'm saying. Whatever it is, own it. You have to own it. Part here in Chelsea, but move the Arab Bugatti driving types. Yeah, crazy. Proper Slim Shady. But don't address them. Give off this arrogance. Yeah, Muslims won't listen to a word. They've got whatever in their head. That's it. I mean, if you're actually born into Islam, pride, ignorance, arrogance, so some serious barriers to knock down there to get someone to convert, and they run the risk of being killed for being apostate, like apostate prophet. Gays and church, excuse me for saying that. That's a sin. Sodomy, lot turning to pillar assault. Yep. I mean, you can be gay and not indulge in gay sex. That is not a sin. But this is 2025. I really don't give two hoots about anything or anyone. Live and let live. But if you're going to start saying a man is a woman and a woman is a man and Islam is a piece of religion, then I'm going to say something. It's a piece of religion. It's a religion of peace. Because it's disgraceful. I mean, it's 2025. We should be moving, and Islam's trying to take us back to 700 BC. It's ridiculous. There's nothing in me that would ever consider Islam a religion when you got the so-called Prophet Muhammad is the greatest example to man of all time. Yet he'd be arrested today for having a 6-year-old wife and sleeping with her when she was 9. I mean, say no more. That's it. Done, dusted. So, don't know what we can say about that, but that's the way it is. So, yeah. But, yeah, I thought I'd go through those 2 videos tonight. Happy days. So, thanks for joining me, Desolate One. It's been happy days. Just the 2 of us. But, yeah, because it's not about Julie Wandelt or something, and it's, like I said, it's Tommy Robinson, so YouTube's going to keep it all hush-hush and quiet, so this video won't do very well at all. That's the way they do it. That's what they're all about. We've got the beard for it. Yeah, all about the beard. All about the beard. All about the beard out there as well. Self-portrait. Happy days. So, yeah, I'll. There's another 2 videos. We'll probably look at them Thursday at 8 p.m. And they're a bit longer as well. So, happy days. But we'll go through them and see what's going on in the world of Tommy Robinson, and then we'll see. Because obviously, we need to start moving away from the Julia Vendale thing because there's not much going on. But obviously, I'll keep an eye on it. If anything does pop up, I'm on it. So, happy days. But yeah, don't forget to like, subscribe, share it, do whatever you can. I mean, YouTube are going to try and suppress it. So, you know, that. So happy days. But yes, until Thursday at 8 p.m. Like I say at the end of every video, be wizard, stay wizard. That's the wizard's words.